first of all, of course, we need to quick cover the scales situation, and it needs fixing, because everybody all the way through fight week uses digital scales. Most fighters travel with digital scales. If they're using scales in a doctor's, almost always now it's going to be a digital scale. I don't know why commissions are still using these mechanical scales, especially because they have to be moved and recalibrated, and they're doing it with a 20-kilo kettlebell from the hotel gym, and it's just a mess. It doesn't need to necessarily be such a mess. If you're so unsure, get 2 sets of scales from different brands and have them both on the stage at the same time. Like we should have the digital scale readout, so everybody can see when they step on the scale what the scale is. So there's no commissioner that's not weighed anybody in since 1964, and he's doing this tapping on the little. I've been there, I've seen it. Like they spend ages like, nah, and they don't really exactly know what they're doing. Like that needs to be completely taken out of the equation. We don't need that anymore. Like the variance of a digital scale is going to be marginal compared to the mistakes that humans would make doing a job that they don't do every week. If you can have someone that weighs people in properly every weekend, then of course, but then those people can be lent on to make sure people make weight when they maybe not. And the other thing as well that you'll see with mechanical scales is that they have to settle. Like you have to see them go dun 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 and then settle between that. If you don't see that settle and stationary, that person's not made weight. And very often we'll see this dun 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 dun, and then they just slide the weight down. Yep, made weight, bang, done. Bullshit. Let's sort this out because it's a mess. Like I'm not mentioning any specific moments, but let me tell you, there are times when people have not made weight and have been cleared to make weight, and then there are times when people may have made weight and then stepped on scales, and the mechanical scales of the variance is half a pound or whatever. Now, of course, we get the pound allowance, but when it comes to championship fights, you don't get that, and we just need to make sure. I'm not saying that Charles didn't make weight. I don't know, to be honest, but from what I understand is he was of the understanding that he made weight in the back. He was on the weight on the scales in the back, and as was it Chandler said, like to think you've made weight and to go through that emotion of, oh, I've done it, made it, and then you step on the scales and now you think you haven't. It's exhausting. It really, I mean, there's one time in my career where I didn't make weight, and it was when I fought Chris Lytle, and I'd made weight at the hotel. I'd stepped on the digital scales. I was on weight. We traveled to the venue, which was unfortunately a tent in Milwaukee in summer, and it was red hot in the back, and we're all sitting in the tent around the back waiting for the weigh-ins to start, and I'm sweating still, like, so I feel like I'm now underweight. So everyone's like sipping a bit of water and stuff, and I end up stepping on the scales, and I was hot. I was like 200 grams over 171, and you're like that. The emotion that you go, oh, like in that moment where you want to just go and recover and replenish and rehydrate, you all of a sudden go, fuck, I've got to get my sweats on and get jumping the rope, or I've got to start running around this bloody field, or I've got to go and get back in the sauna. It's exhausting mentally. So we need to make sure that is tidied up. It's just weird to see that happen. I mean, of course, you want people to step on the scales and make weight, but we also want to make sure that process of fighters making weight is nice and clean and tidy, and that there's no madness with the scales and knocking the bloody weight up and down, because I've just seen it too many times. Digital scales, take humans out of the equation. Get 2 sets, get 3 sets. I don't give a damn. Digital scales is the way forward.